Yeah, good morning. Am I audible?
Good
Yeah.
morning, sir. Yes, sir, you're audible.
So this is what last time we had done. Just have a look on this. So let me see how many of you have joined. 23. Only 23 have joined. Neeraj, where are others? Neeraj,
Sir, I don't know.
only 23 have joined. I will wait for some more time.
Neeraj. Hello, Neeraj.
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah, I can hear you.
Shrenik and Anuj and some other people are unable to join.
Why?
I don't know, sir. But there's our group and messages there over.
Let me restart. People are joining. Neeraj, could you find out who was that Unnati Patel? Is somebody belonging to Krisha Patel?
No idea, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Acha, Krisha, I think you are attending first time. Is it?
No. Last time, sir, I have attended with other name because my phone is not working now. That's why.
Acha, acha. I could guess it because there is only one Patel, no?
Yes. No, sir. Two in class.
Who Patel? Who is it? Who else is
Chirag
there?
Patel.
Yeah, Chirag Patel. ठीक I'll mark your attendance then. No, last.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, most welcome. Audit will start then, huh? I think half century is already done. Yeah. Is the screen visible now? Still some students are joining. So modular tooling means you can join tools one by one. That is what is called as the modular tooling. Like we have modular kitchen, modular beds, modular cupboards. So same concept. So that is what is called as the modular tooling for turning. Here you have a tapered polygon for fitting purpose. You have to just remove this. You just remove this and insert another tool. So this remains fixed. This body remains fixed, which goes inside the tool magazine. Generally, the spindle taper is ISO 40 or ISO 50, or in terms of British standard, it is BT 40 or BT 50. Collet is used for holding the straight shank, which is at the end of the milling cutter. This is how a typical tool will look like. This is the taper which sits inside your spindle, and here the tool changer grips while changing the tool. So the tool changer, that is automatic tool changer, the arm will come here, it will grip it here, then it will be pulled down, then it will be rotated or it will be swung, then it will go to the pocket of the tool magazine, and the magazine will rotate, and the desired tool will come. Again, that desired tool will be pulled, and then arm will again swing, will come to this position and will insert. So this is how the cycle is for the tool changing. And that is what is called as the automatic tool changer. automatic tool changer. So it is used for improving the productivity on the CNC machine. Because suppose if on a particular job, if you have to use say 25 tools on a particular job, like you have to do milling, you have to do squaring operation, you have to do center drilling, then you have to do drilling, pilot drilling, then rimming, and counter sinking. So suppose if you want to do 20 or 25 operations, if you are going to use say 20, 25 tools, then manual tool changing will take time. If you have to do say 100 or 150 components, then it will be time consuming. So that's why in mass production, we go for automatic tool changer. So sometimes they ask like this: explain automatic tool changer or the explain any one uh, equipment which is used for improving the productivity on the CNC machine. So that time you can very well describe automatic tool changer, or you can describe automatic pallet changer also. Automatic pallet changer means it is kind of a pallet where you can mount the workpiece offline. That is, already one piece is being machined on on the CNC machine, and offline you are also assembling another workpiece on pallet. So once that component is done, it pallet is rotated, and the workpiece which was being mounted offline goes inside, and the workpiece which is completed comes outside. So there is again very little wastage of time. That is what is called as the automatic pallet changer. So automatic tool changer, automatic pallet changer, adaptive control systems. Adaptive control system means like if there is no material to be cut, so that time the feed rate will increase, or if the material is hard, then feed rate will decrease. So this is what is called the adaptive control system. So these are the devices which are used for improving the productivity. So the question can be asked, in a twisted manner. Instead of directly asking, explain automatic tool changer or explain automatic pallet changer, it can be asked that explain the tools or explain the equipments which are used for improving the productivity on the CNC machine. This is this is what is called as the adapter. This adapter, right? Then this is your retention knob, which is threaded and which goes inside this adapter, right? And which is hold. This entire adapter goes inside the spindle of the machine. So this taper has to be ground, because this taper has to be ground. Because uh, on this taper, this entire tool concentricity depends. This taper and the machine spindle taper should be 0 0. It will be properly ground and should be matched properly. If this taper is not proper, then this tool may run out, run eccentric. Again, this hole should be exactly concentric to this taper. So this taper is concentric to the machine taper, and this hole is concentric to this. And inside this hole, you are mounting the cutter. So finally, this cutter runs true, right? So in this adapter, we are inserting a collet, and in this collet, we are inserting a tool, cutting tool. Now here, this is called the slot drill. Slot drill is used for machining the counter boards. Machining the counter board. Counter board operations, um, like a drill will always generate a point. So if you want to remove that point, if you want to make a counter board, then you use slot drill or you use end mill. Slot drill can also be used for slot machining. Can be used for slot machining. So this was a sectional view, whereas it looked like this without section. This is actually this knob only. This knob. This drawing is for the retention knob, not for the entire adapter. So this retention knob has threading here, which goes inside the adapter. Then tool precision, that is again another equipment which is used for improving the productivity on the machine. Tool precision. So as I told last time, there is something called as the tool diameter compensation and tool length compensation. So if you try to do this tool diameter and tool length measurement on the machine, then your machine spindle running time is reduced. Your efficiency of the machine is reduced. So as far as possible, you have to do this tool length measurement. Tool presetting is nothing but tool length measurement as well as tool diameter measurement. You have to do it offline. So offline you are doing it on an equipment which is called as the tool presetter. This equipment is called as the tool presetter. So you do the setting offline, that is not actually on the machine. So your machine running time increases, and then simply insert the tool inside the tool magazine, and it is ready for machining. So you have automatic tool changer, you have automatic parent changer, you have adaptive control system, you have tool presetter. These are the various devices which are used for improving the productivity. The tool presetter, we set the length as well as you can set the diameter also. Now you will ask me, is the diameter to always fixed right there? And will 20 means it is fixed. So what to adjust? But what I mean by diameter adjustment, it is applicable for the boring bars. Boring bars. In boring bar, you can set the size of the bore, you know, as per your requirement. Like suppose if you want to bore 25.8, 25.9, then you can move that till that tool tip inside or outside. You can move. That is what is called the micro boring bar. So if you are using a tool which is called the micro boring bar, so in micro boring bar there is a provision to move the till tip in and out so that you can set exactly as per your bore, the desired bore. So you have a dial which touches your tool tip, and you can move the tool tip in and out. On the dial, you are setting the size, that is, let's say 26.8. And moment the tip touches the dial, and if it comes zero, that means your tool is safe. Understand? So this is what can be done offline, so that saves your machine downtime. So on tool presetter, remember you can do tool length adjustment as well as you can do tool diameter adjustment. And again I'm telling, this tool diameter adjustment is only for the boring bar. Is only for the boring bar. See, manual tool changing will take time. So um, manual tool changing is applicable only where the cycle time is large, like machining of the dies, or machining of the molds. Molds dies में कैसा, it takes lot of time for the machining, 2 hours. Once you put one tool end mill or ball end mill, then the cavity machining, it goes on, the profile is large and it goes on for 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes if it is a finished machining, finished machining feed rate is very small, the depth of cut is also very small. So in that case, finished machining we always carry overnight unmanned. uh, program is also used. So program is being transferred continuously to the machine from the computer, and the machining goes on. So in such type of cases, you can go for manual tool changing. So there will be a typical vertical milling machine, CNC vertical milling machine, without any tool changer, because I know, because once I put the tool, it is going to run for 2 hours or 3 hours. But whenever mass production or whenever the number of tools required, uh, drilling so many holes, different kinds of holes, wherever the tool change is frequent, so that time you must go for automatic tool changer. Because let's say suppose now, if there are 20 tools to be used on one particular job, and if one tool changing takes say half a minute, one tool changing takes half a minute. uh, no matter how fast you work, it will take at least half a minute, because you have to remove the existing tool, then that existing tool you have to keep it in a trolley, then you have to take another tool, next tool which is ready, and you have to braid and you have to insert it uh, in the spindle carefully, because you have to have hand gloves, you have to use cloth for handling the tools, otherwise tools will cut your hands. So this will take half a minute, and if there are 20 tools to be used, then it will take 10 minutes. So 10 minutes per job just for tool changing, you cannot afford. You cannot afford. Even 1 minute also you cannot afford tool changing time. Because here for seconds in machining center, when there is, of course, this is applicable when there is a mass production. So there we fight for seconds, because the rates are very tight. Machining rates, the machining rates are very tight. So this is what your automatic tool changer is, which is used for mass production for improving the productivity. So tool engagement, disengagement, tool change, tool setup. So everything is automatic. You have seen in the videos also. I will again show that video. Automatic tool changer. How does it happens? So what are the requirements for the automatic tool changer? Tool magazine for tools. Uh, Generally, the tool magazines are available in the size range of 20 tools to 120, 120. So 200 to 120. Those many tools can be accommodated. But generally, most of the time, 40 tool magazine is just sufficient. Instead of going for 60, 80 or 122, 40 tool magazine is just sufficient to take care of any kind of jobs. Any kind of jobs. Then on the legs, you have turrets, hexagonal turret or octagonal turret. Like in case of our machine, which we have in our college, we have hexagonal turret. Sorry, we have octagonal turret. We can mount, head tools. Now here, this is a hexagonal turret. One, two, three, four, five, six. There is 6 tools mounted here. Remember, when you are talking about, see, I was talking about seconds. So when you are talking about, say, 40 tool magazine, so there you have to also take care that indexing time is also minimum. Indexing time is also minimum. So that's why there is a provision of bi-directional indexing. Bi-directional indexing. Like suppose if this is tool number one, okay, and tool number one के बाजू में suppose you have tool number 39. If it is a 40 tool magazine, tool number 39. And if the tool magazine is rotating clockwise, then the tool indexing will be very fast. Just there is a difference of only one pocket. If it rotates clockwise, then immediately your tool number 39 will come. But if it rotates anti-clockwise, then one के बाद second tool, then third, then fourth, then fifth, then sixth, and like that, the 39 tool, all the tools will be rotated. So it will take a lot of time for indexing, isn't it? So that's why there is a bidirectional indexing. Bidirectional indexing, there is some kind of artificial intelligence. So it will detect which is the nearest path. Now I just given an example of tool number 39. But what happens suppose if there is a tool number 35? So bidirectional indexing, it detects which is the nearest path, whether to rotate clockwise or whether to rotate anti-clockwise. So it will always select the shortest path and accordingly it will index. The same case here also. Like suppose tool number one is here, and if I want to have next tool is this, I want to use this. Okay, so obviously rotation in clockwise will be faster instead of rotation in anti-clockwise. So this is bi-directional indexing, which is normally on every machines bi-direction, and that is the standard feature. This is what your turret will look like. This is what exactly we have. Again, all these motions, indexing some motions, has been divided into small parts. How does the indexing happens? This is what is your turret. You have a turret head. Moment you do the tool change command is M06 and T02. So M06 means tool change, and T02 is nothing but the tool number. T02 is nothing but the tool number. M06 T02. Alright. So what happens whenever it reads tool change? So that time first this turret will move out, like so, because it has been coupled. There is a coupling or rotating. There is a hydraulic motor or mechanical motor. So this has been meshed because this is rotating like this. When it is rotating like this, that means what? There is some kind of a fuel gear arrangement, isn't it? So this has been meshed. So first it has to be disengaged. So it disengages first. Disengage first means this turret first will move out, uh, maybe by 1 or 2 mm, just to disengage. Then it rotates till the desired tool comes here. Okay, this is my orientation position. Then it rotates. So first it has to move out, then it rotates till the desired tool comes, and then it again sits inside. That is, it again meshes with the gear. So like that, small movements, small movements also can be programmed. But now when I say M06, in M06, all the 3 or 4 movements will happen M06. But what happens, suppose, sometimes what happens now, this turret has just moved out, it has read the command of the tool changing, and it has moved out, and it has started rotating. And that time, suppose the power goes off. That time, suppose the power goes off. So what happens? It remains in that position. Like lift में अटक जाते हैं हम लोग बीच में power गया. Lift is moving, and all of a sudden power there is no power, there is no backup also. So you will be halted there itself, isn't it? So you will have to wait till the power comes. Alright. But in case of CNC machine, what happens? If it remains in that position and if it power comes, then again it remains in that position only. So that time, what you have to use codes, you have to use codes, you have to detect the position. So M06 is again divided into 3 codes: M06A, M06B, M06C. So M06A is for moving the turret out, M06B is for rotating, and then M06C is for again sitting. So you have to just detect where the turret is, and accordingly you have to use the code manually and take back the turret to its reference position. But nowadays the machines, even if the power goes off, the machines, the logic is built in such a way that you don't have to do this. It automatically goes to its position. Nowadays the logics are developed in such a way that there is no need to do this manual, intervention. Uh, whatever the position may be, it will go back to its, that is, it will go back to its position, that is, it senses. There is a provision that it retains the last position. So commonly the tool magazines will have pockets from 30 to 60, but it can go as high as 120. 40 being most common. 40. 40 tool magazine is most common. But if you go for 80 tool magazine or 120 tool magazine, again the unnecessarily the machine becomes larger, because it occupies the space as well as it occupies the power also. And that those many tools, 60 tools or 80 tools are not required. Even sometimes some machines they have 200 tools also, 200 tool magazine. So in such case, this 200 tool magazines may entire store ka tools can be accommodated. So there is no need to have a store. So this can be called as uh, a store which is mounted on the machine itself, or a tool crib which is mounted on the machine itself. So no need to have a separate store. Generally, tool store, cutting tool store is called the tool crib. 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 C for Calcutta, R, I, and B. And tool magazines can be circular in shape, then chain, and it can be box type also. How a chain magazine will look like? Hmm? This is how uh, chain chain mag chain magazine means a chain is used for rotating this tool magazine. This is what is your tool magazine, in which the tools are, these are the pockets in which the tools are inserted. So all this can be done offline. All this can be done offline. The tools are rotated, and then whenever the desired tool comes, it picks up that tool. The huge, tool magazine. This is the 80 tools. So many tools can be mounted. And of course, there is a large inventory. When you're talking such a high huge inventory, you are investing a lot also on the machine. The one tool holder will not cost you, less than 6,000 or 7,000 rupees. So if we have even 10 tools, so that will come to 60,000. And if you are talking about then 100 tools, so that will be 6 lakhs, investment of 6 lakhs in 100 tools. So you have to have a trade-off. You cannot say that um, I have already invested 20 lakhs in CNC machine tool, so now I cannot invest on tools. No, you must invest 5% at least, because without tools you cannot exploit or you cannot utilize your CNC machine. Tools has to be there. Simply, buying a CNC machine is not going to give you returns. So circular magazine. Uh, the earlier was a rectangular kind of. This is circular magazine. Circular magazine, they have limited capacity. That is 30 tubes it can hold. Again, you have bidirectional indexing. Yeah, this is how a typical circular tool magazine will look like. And for rotation, we are using Geneva mechanism. These are the pockets in which the tools are inserted. This is what one tool you can see here, and then you have arm. That is for the automatic tool changer. This is the typical Geneva mechanism which is used for indexing, similar to your direct indexing on direct lathe. Fine. So one was chain type magazine, another was circular. Then this is your box magazine. Of course, the question will not be asked like explain a chain magazine, explain a circular magazine, or explain a box magazine. It's very open and simple question that simply explain the automatic tool changer. So you can explain the circular type of magazine, or you can explain, you know, the chain type of magazine. That is rectangular type of magazine. Going bit fast. So if it is, turret lathe, then you have to just index the turret. Then if it is tool magazine having say 20 tools, 60 tools, then you have to use the tool changer arm. So you have to minimize the tool change time. What I told that it should be, as less as possible. Generally, it is 2 seconds to 10 seconds, depending upon the position of the tool, which is called in the program where the tool is. So these are the different motions. You have to stop the spindle first, then your arm moves to the spindle, and arm picks up the tool from the spindle, then tool change arm, it reaches the tool magazine, and tool magazine index takes into position. See, remember this every movement is programmed. There is a code for each and every movement. Remember, and there is only one single port for tool changing, that is M06, whether it is lathe or milling. Everywhere M06 means tool change, but that M06 is again divided into so many codes, That is for tool change arm to move to the spindle, there is one code. Miscellaneous M code. For this also there is M code. For this also there is M code. So we used to use this code earlier. That is that, as I told, that in case of power fluctuation, the machine is to stop at that position. Like the arm is changing, arm has just come, and power has gone. So arm remains there. So in such cases, earlier we used to use these codes. We used to remember all these codes. It was very difficult. But nowadays it is not required. It remembers, and whenever the power resumes, the cycles goes on. You don't have to use a single code for this. Then tool is placed in the tool magazine, and tool magazine indexes to bring new tool into the position. Then tool change arm picks up the new tool from the magazine. This is from here, and tool change arm indexes to reach the spindle. A new tool which has been picked up by the arm that is placed in the spindle, and then again tool change arm moves back to its parking position. That is where it was residing. So there it goes. That is what is called as the parking position. This is what your tool change arm motions. Different motions. This is a circular magazine. So at one place it is being removed, uh, then this rotates, then this is inserted inside, and then that is one is inserted in the tool magazine and other one is inserted into the spindle. Then again, uh, that is various devices which are used for improving the productivity of the CNC machines. So CNC work holding devices. See, without these devices, without these gadgets, you cannot get returns. So you should have a trade-off. How much to invest on the tools, how much to invest on this work holding. Hmm. Like tomorrow, suppose if the order comes and he wants to do in the component, he wants to do M18 tag. If we say, I don't have M18 tag, where else? You cannot say that you give me M18 tag. Yes, you have to invest. Of course, you have to see how much return you are going to get. That is, if it is just one job, and then M18 type is going to cost you say 10,000 rupees in case of CNC, then you will definitely think, isn't it? Whether I am going to reuse that M18 tab in future, because generally M18 tab is not common. Then in that case, you can regret the order, or you can request the customer that if you can supply, huh, or if you can share some money, then I can think of buying. Otherwise, it is not economical for me to buy the. Similarly, you have work holding devices for your place also. So turning center, work holding method. So these are all devices which reduces your time. Like in our case, we have CNC lathe which is your both the hands are free to hold the job and to insert the job inside the machine. So automatic jaw and chuck clamping. Automatic jaw. So in our case, the jaws and chuck clamping is automatic. Automatic. You don't have to use chuck key. Because on CNC machines, if you're using chuck key and if you're doing manual clamping, it is not advisable. You cannot spend 2 minutes simply for clamping. Idle time you have to decrease. NVA means non-value addition time. When you have indexing chucks, sometimes that is 2 chuck machine, 3 chuck machines. I have shown you video. In video that was it was having 2 chucks, आमने सामने. In pneumatic or magnetic chucks, you have automatic chucks with soft jaws. So again here the chucks are readily available with the soft jaw. So you don't have to even interchange the jaws. Simply change the chuck automatically. So one chuck with the hard jaw, one chuck with the soft jaw. So presently on our machine we change the jaws manually. That is, if the workpiece is rough, then that time we use hard jaws. If the workpiece is machine, and if you are doing setup 2, second setup, so that time we are holding it on the chalk jaw because the part is already machine. If you then that will create the impression or marks on the workpiece. So this manual operation is avoided. You have your automatic chucks with the hard jaws as well as with the soft jaws available. Then expanding mandrels and collets. Then there are some dedicated chucks which are used. It's a kind of a fixture. Instead of calling it as a dedicated chucks, you can call it as a fixture. These are used for holding, uh, odd shaped components. You may not be knowing that you have a chuck with 2 jaws, only with the 2 jaws. You know the chucks with the 4 jaws, you know chucks with the three jaws. But there are chucks having only 2 jaws. 2 jaws. So this is what is your indexing chuck is. And these are the features of indexing chucks. Just have a look. How does the indexing chuck look like? So you have quick loading and unloading, wide range of workpiece can be loaded here. See, that is wide range means that is from minimum closing to the maximum closing. That is what is why the wide range. That means this particular chuck can hold right from 10 mm, right from 10 mm to it to 150 mm. That is what is called as the wide range. Bar feeders cannot be incorporated. Bar feeder means you are using long bars. Only short, medium length bars can be used. Basically, these are heavy. Again, some more devices to improve the productivity. We have expanding mandrels and collets. Expanding mandrels means, like suppose you have a workpiece which has a bore of say 20 or sometimes 20.1 or sometimes 20.2. So you cannot go on, using mandrels. 20 kile one mandrel, 20.1 kile another mandrel, 20.2 kile third mandrel. That will be very expensive of affair. So in that case, you go for expanding mandate. So expanding mandates will take care, right from 20 to 21 or 20 to 22 or 20 to 25 mm span it can take. So it can expand accordingly. So your number of mandates is saved. Expanding mandates are generally very simple, generally used for the round, round boards. This is how your expanding mandals will look like. And these are the pollets. Radiohead, these are the pollets. Pollet generally takes variation of 1 millimeter. Like suppose if this is a 20 mm pollet, then it can hold workpieces from 19 to 20. 19 to 20. Whereas expanding mandal can take care up to 5 mm. These are the mandals, expanding mandals. How does the expansion take place? Because of the slits which are cut the collets, because of the slits which are cut the mantle, and also because of the material properties. Because these are made out of spring steel, so it has a springing action. That is EN47. This is the material which is used for this. Then you have pneumatic and magnetic chucks. Our CNC lathe, its chuck is hydraulic. Hydraulic chuck gives a large clamping force, air clamping. Normally, most of the CNC chucks they have hydraulic chucks. Then magnetic chucks will not damage the workpiece. Magnetic chucks will not damage the workpiece. So wherever possible, you go for magnetic chuck. But the gripping is less. The gripping is less. That is, if you give more depth of cut, then the workpiece may fly off. You have to be very careful in magnetic chuck. No matter how strong the magnet is, small jerk can throw out the piece and which will cause accident. So in order to reduce the machining time, you have another feature that is automatic jaw and chuck changing, which I told. So this is the kind of automation. Again, you have to have a trade-off. It's not really necessary, but if you have mass production and if you are talking about seconds, uh, then you can definitely think of, because that will pay. Because as I have told you, some CNC the cost is 5,000 or 6,000 per hour. So even if you consider 6,000 rupees per hour, 6,000 divided by 60, that is how much? 100 rupees per minute. 100 rupees per minute. So nearly 1.5 rupees or 1.8 rupees per second. If you are saving 1 minute, you are saving, 100 rupees for the company. So wherever it is required, you go for automatic chucks. You have to justify. You can go for dedicated chucks also. Dedicated chucks means for a particular type of components only. Generally, it is for the irregular shaped components, and these are tailor made. You have to get it from outside as per your component or as per your workpiece shape. So that's why it is for the dedicated chucks. You know very well hard jaw and soft jaw. Hard jaw is used for rough workpieces. It gives more clamping holes. Generally, on casting forgings, the surface is rough, and in that cases we use hard jaw, and then soft jaw is used on already machined workpiece. Machined workpiece, soft jaw is used, and comparatively you have less force. So on the soft jaw, the workpiece, if you increase the depth of cut, the workpiece uh, may fly off, and the accident can occur. This is what is your hard jaws. Hard jaws. One, two, three, four. Right. And you may be knowing this. This is a typical, mold plate. Those who understands mold, like I think Soham. This is a typical mold plate having, these are the holes, four holes for the, you know, guide pillars movement for the alignment. We are doing cavity work here. So the workpiece is heavy, and that's why we are going for hard job. You have work holding for the machining centers. As I told, you have modular fixtures, which you can go on building. And you have automatic vice, universal vice, have pneumatic, magnetic work holding devices, and you can have dedicated trucks also. 4 to 5 axis CNC work holding devices means what? We have rotary table, and rotary table can rotate about 2 axes, not 1 axis. I am talking about 2 axes. Rotary table. Then modular fixtures. It can be purchased in stages. This is the biggest advantage of the modular fixtures. Accuracy is reasonable. See, this is what is one limitation of the modular fixture is. Like if you are talking about say 10 microns on 20 microns, you cannot get. Hmm. Because see, modular fixture means what? You have to remove something, you have to add something, isn't it? So you are making it in pieces. So whenever you are making it in pieces, uh, when you talk about accuracy cumulatively, understand the cumulative accuracy, then definitely it will not be 10 microns, 20 microns, because you are going on inserting the parts, part by part you are building up. So even if you talk of, if there are 10 parts in model pictures, so even if you talk about 10 micron accuracy in every part, then overall on 100 parts it will be 100 microns. So that's why if you want to have a good accuracy, 10 micron, 20 micron, then you have to have a dedicated tool for that particular operation. So that's why sometimes, wherever accuracy is more, we go for uh, dedicated boring bars. That is one boring bar only for 26.8, another boring bar only for 28.9, like that. But then in that case, you have to have 10 boring bars. You have to machine 10 boards. What is the alternative? You can go for micro boring bar. And in micro boring bar, you can have boring sizes ranging from 25 to 30. But in that case, do not get that much accuracy what you get in dedicated boring bars. This is how your modular fixtures will look like. But you get reasonable accuracy. Voices, again, it is not that expensive, and automatically it can be opened and closed, as well as it can be rotated also automatically. It can be swayed automatically. I'm talking about universal voice. So the workpiece can be positioned at any angle. It can be positioned at any angle. Can be programmed. Automatic voices can be programmed. So all these we are doing just to reduce the machining time. again your magnetic, uh, these are not so expensive, so you can definitely invest in this. Again, accuracy is reasonable in case of pneumatic and magnetic. So overall, this kind of devices can give you around 30-40 micron accuracy very easily. When you are talking about 1 micron or 5 micron or 10 micron accuracy, then we have to think of special kind of toolings. So that time this may not be useful. So 4 to 5 axis CNC work holding devices, as I told, it can be swelled around different axes. So any complex geometry can be produced. So this is what is called as a one hit machining. One hit machining means what? In one setting only, you are completing the workpiece in one setting, and that's why we go for 4 to 5 axis machining. That's why we go for turn mills. That's why we go for twin spindle machining. So all these are just for one hit machining. One hit machining means in one setup only you are finishing. So the raw material is just entered and it is finished. So there is no work in process inventory. WIP is nil. So you just receive the raw material, you finish it and it dispatch. So this is what we are talking about, zero inventory. So procure the raw material whenever you want to load. So the raw material has just come. Alright, you will straight away uh, mount it on the CNC machine, finish it, and give it to the customer. Of course, practically it doesn't work like this. But there are many difficulties. It is not possible. The logistic has to be uh, very good, and supply should be very good. So it cannot function. Practically, it cannot function. But theoretically, yes, and maybe in other countries, some plants do work like this. Some plants really have zero inventory. And I was talking about dedicated fixturing. So dedicated fixturing means, like, suppose if you want to do 5 bores, then you need to keep 5 boring bars. Understand? So investment in tools as well as space also. It takes space also, isn't it? Nowadays, space is also important. So this was your CNC tooling, and um, in this, from the examination point of view, what is important is the first slide, that is this tool nomenclature. Very important. One question, 5 marks, and another question, either automatic tool changer, explain automatic pallet changer, or explain the devices which can be useful for improving the productivity on the machines. So you can expect around 5 to 10 marks weightage for this. And then um, we will next time rather we will start with this CNC programming. And in the classwork, I have already uploaded CNC tooling. You can, whenever you get time, you can read it. Right? Now, if you have any doubts, you please ask. And I hope you have logged in, especially that Aditya, because there are 5 Aditya. Let me check how many Adityas are there. I hope you log in properly. Otherwise, it's very difficult, to identify. So even if they, because then I am making injustice. If there is one Aditya, I don't know uh, whom to mark. Present. Now, yeah, there is one Aditya Punjabi. Yeah, that's good. And Aditya Sawant. Yeah, that's good. So here it is clear. So the attendance can be marked. Because only Aditya don't know, no? There is Aditya Punjabi Aditya. Similarly, Raj also. There are two Raj, and similarly Yash also. No. Any Yash today? Yash Kamble. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Alright. So if you have any questions, I can take the questions quickly. If you want to enjoy your break, you can take a break. Up to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. I think that now the Neeraj, yeah. Neeraj, yeah. I think your class strength is now 75, no? Yes, Shani.
Yes, sir, around 74, 75 something kuch hai, sir.
Yeah, 74, 75, no? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Please, Mesa, join now. Please, Mesa and Poonu. If you have any doubts, please ask.
No, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Shani. Why the attendance is decreasing? There were
Who's sir?
74 and there were, I think, some 52 students only. Other 20 students. Any idea?
Don't know, sir.
You are not in touch?
Sorry, sir.
You are not in touch with your friends
I'm in
on the
touch,
phone?
but sir, I have to also sit on the shop, grocery shop. So I'm busy there only.
I hope you are understanding this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's not that difficult, no?
No, sir. The PPTs are good.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You are going to the study material, no?
Yes, sir. I'm there
Going,
on
no?
the Google Classroom.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right, all right. Thank you. Yes, Indrajit. You are Nangle? Yes, home you are left or you are there?
I'm there. I'm there.
Uh-huh. Okay. So how much is your, how much tooling you have? You have this modular kind of tooling on your CNC milling,
Yes, sir. We have modular tooling.
modular tooling. Okay. Do you have
Yes, sir.
micro boring
The
bars?
pneumatic. Yeah, the pneumatic one. Yeah, we have
Acha. What about
the
micro boring bars?
interchangeable tool. The interchangeable tool tip, no?
Uh-huh. Micro boring bars you have? Micro boring bars? You know
Micro boring नहीं है, sir.
micro boring bar? Huh?
No, micro boring नहीं है.
And what is the tool magazine you have? Your
Pardon?
CNC machining center. Tool magazines. Tool magazine. How many tools you can mount?
We have
40 tools.
7. हाँ. No, sir. Our CNC is quite old, sir. आत्ताची नाही आहे. आधी घेतलेली.
Acha, acha. Okay.
It was like during like CNC just came into India, na. तेव्हा that time we bought. I don't know the
You
exact model number. Oh, it has like 15 or 17 tool trays असं पूर्ण.
okay.
आणि नंतर इंटरचेंजेबल मध्ये त्यांच्या मॅगझिन मध्ये 8 राहतात.
Acha. You can go for retrofitting. Retrofitting, you know, no? Retrofitting. If required, huh? If required.
Okay.
Because that will also cost. Retrofitting. Retrofitting, you know the concept of retrofitting?
No, sir, not exactly.
Okay. I'll explain to the entire class next time. Just remind me.
Okay, sir.
In the chat box, you can just write it. All right, huh? Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.